happy Sunday. This is Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and we are still at home base. We are still at home waiting on our new showroom to get set up. But hello and happy Sunday, everybody. Today is Sunday, February the 5th. We're already in February somehow, and Valentine's Day is coming up. Got some more holidays coming up. We just wound down Thanksgiving and Christmas, and now we've got some other, kind of biggies coming up. Super Bowl, though, if everybody doesn't remember from last year, the Super Bowl is one of the biggest eating times that there is. Okay, so we'll talk about the Super Bowl later. Let me see if I can get caught up with you all here. Let's see. Hello, Carol Lou. It's good to see you. Hello, Lynn. Nice to see you too. We're going to have to wait until John walks back in before I can see on the other device what you all are saying, because he walked off with the Wi-Fi. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I can see you on both. Okay, let's see. Hello, Carol Lou. I think I already said hello to you. Hello, Lynn. Hello, Orlando Debbie. Hello, Elaine. Hello, Anna. It's good to see you. So hello and happy Sunday, everybody. First of all, I want y'all to see this super cute sweater that Casey made for me. And hello, Sandra from Demon's Ferry. This has nothing to do with our chat. It has everything to do with the fact that I helped make and birth an extremely creative person, an extremely creative human being. Look how stinking cute this is. And hello, Patty. It's good to see you too. Hello, Marianne from Pennsylvania. Look how cute this is. It has nothing to do with the outfit that I have on, but it is so stinking cute. And hello, Scott. It is so good to see you. Scott, are you feeling okay? So, yep, and Scott says, thank you to everyone for the prayers that they meant so much. Hello, Marlene from Florida. Hello, Lisa from Arkansas. And hello, Katie. So, yeah, hello and happy Sunday, everybody. Hope you all are doing well. We are here at home again. We're in our loft again tonight. We do not have our cabinets in the new showroom yet, which means cabinets first, then countertops, then we'll have a kitchen ready, and then we will be able to move over there. But right now, there's just an unhooked stove. Hello, Vicky, a refrigerator, and my 2 air fryers. And that's it. And hello, Trish from California. And yes, I know, Sandra. Isn't it so pretty? Pretty. Yeah, she did such a great job. Okay, so, and you all know, I'm inside, so I'm going to have to shed this in a few minutes because it's also extremely warm. And hello, Linda from Rock Island, Illinois. Very good to see you. And good, Scott is doing better than yesterday, but still sore. Yeah, and he's taking it day by day. But we are so happy that you're on the mending side of this. And hello, Mary from Pittsburgh. Good to see you. So again, hello and happy Sunday. I'm Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. I missed y'all last week. Orlando Debbie and a couple of other people forgot. Orlando Debbie, though, went back and actually watched the chat from the prior week to see why we were not here. Hello, Elaine. Oh, Ellen, sorry. Hello, Ellen. Ellen. Yeah, everybody, welcome Ellen. She is brand new. I forgot to say that. If you are brand new, please let us know. Hello, Cynthia, because we would love to welcome you. So everybody, please welcome Ellen. She is new tonight. But last week, I was not here. We were frantically moving. Oh, and you think you've been here before. That is okay. We'll say hi again. And hello, Evie. But last week, we were frantically moving. The best news that I have for the entire week, or for the entire month of February, is we got out of the old location a day early. Not only on time, a whole day early. And thank goodness, because there was some drama at the old showroom after we left, so thank goodness we were gone, so we were not caught up in the drama. We are about 80% moved into our new showroom, so you all shouldn't have to hear me talk about that much anymore, except to say, that we're waiting for our new, all of our appliances to be in and for the countertops to be in so that we can start doing the chats there. Okay, so, yeah, as soon as we are ready, we will be doing the lives from there. So here we are again. We're at the loft. We are, going to keep working towards that because Karen and I were talking about that today. I want to get back to cooking for you all, and it's just easier in a little bit bigger space. I know, Casey, wasn't the creator of this cardigan just so talented? And it goes fantastically with my little green sweatshirt, but I wanted to wear it for as long as I could at the beginning of the chat before I got too sweaty, because it is also very warm. But anyway, aloha Kathy, hello Sherry from Florida, it's good to see you. And hello Melissa. Yeah, and Melissa says it's Old Home Week because she started with us at the loft. Okay, so soon enough we'll be moved out though, because it's just kind of hard to maneuver in. Literally I'm in, I don't know, 3 feet, 3.5 feet. of space. So when we get into the new showroom, we will switch back over there. So I've got plenty of room to move around, and I've even got a couple of people that have asked if they can be special guests when we get moved into the new showroom. Hello, Sandy. One of them is an up-and-coming, we'll just call her a cook. Yeah, she's an up-and-coming cook who is wanting to start her own cooking show, you know, online. And I told her, sure, we would love to have her. Okay, so let's get back on track. We're here in the loft tonight. We're going to have lots of fun. I missed you all desperately last week. Sorry that I did not even have time to post that we were not having a chat last week. So we talked about it the week before that. I ran out of time. I'm serious when I say we were doing this. We were going 12 to 15 hours a day, full steam ahead, but we made it out an entire day early. So here we are. But hello and happy Sunday, everybody. Today is February the 5th. Okay. Y'all know what I want to know first. Who sat their bottom? Hello, Marlene. Who sat their bottom in a chair last week? So let's see some thumbs ups if you sat your bottom in a chair last week, or at an in-person workshop, or if you attended a Zoom workshop. Let's see some thumbs ups for that. And I'm already seeing lots of thumbs ups. And let's see some hearts. Oh, Linda's bottom was in a green chair. Let's see some hearts if you were live with us 2 weeks ago, or extra hearts if you went back like Orlando Debbie did and watched another chat last week, since we didn't have a live chat last week. So you get extra Bravo stickers for that. And let's see if I can get the comments to come up over here too to make sure I don't miss anybody. Hello, Roberta. It's good to see you. Yep. Okay, I can see everybody now, I think. Lisa had to do a Zoom workshop because she was iced in. Who all had ice last week? So I know Deanna did. Looks like Lisa did. And it was in some unusual places, I think. But anyway, here are your Bravo stickers for attending in-person workshops, Zoom workshops, or for going back and watching a chat while we were not here live this last week. Extra Bravo stickers if you did that. Bravo, 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 everyone. Let's see. And Marlene says, so excited. Saturday, sat in a green chair for the first time in a couple of years. Awesome. And there's one of my Barbaras. Hello, Barbara. Yeah, and Scott was a little preoccupied yesterday and missed his meeting, LOL. Yeah, just a little bit. Okay, so 2 weeks ago, I'm going to call it last week a couple of times, and y'all just have to forgive me, but 2 weeks ago, we were talking about having some kind of activity support. So we were not talking about doing activity, we were talking about getting support for our activity. And I have to tell you, Karen checked every single day while we were packing and moving and rushing around frantically to say, are you going to be able to walk? 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 And it was really, honestly, very nice to have an accountability partner who would check in like that. One of the days while we were packing and moving, and we were packing and moving heavy boxes, loading things, throwing things away, we filled up a dump trailer, and we filled up half of a dumpster. And one of the days, the day that we were moving around the fastest, I looked down at my watch at like 10 or 10:30, and I think I already had like 30 or 32 flights of stairs by 10 or 10:30 that day. Let's just say moving is not anything I ever want to do again, but it was quite the workout. So last week when we were talking about getting some support for your activity, I broke it down into 3 different groups. One of them was the I want to dance with somebody group. And that was people who like to do their activity in a big group. And so maybe the support that you get there is they're waiting on you, they're expecting you to be there. If it's part of a group sport, you know, like if you're playing pickleball or something like that, you know, the group may literally be waiting on you to get there. The second one were people that were riding solo, and I don't know the tune to that song, so I can't sing it for you, sorry. But those are people who like to exercise alone. Maybe you like to pop in some, you know, earbuds or something like that and do your exercising alone. And then the last group of people was the You've Got a Friend in Me. And those are the people who have a special somebody, maybe it's a family member or a friend that you like to exercise with and get activity with. And like my friend Karen, they're going to call and check on you. So we were talking about those different groups last week, and y'all were very, very vocal on how you get your activity, who you get your activity with, whether it's alone, whether it's with friends. Lots of you all chimed in on that one. So again, weren't talking so much about doing activity. It seemed like that was going to be another one of these, hey, let's get out there and exercise. But I thought it was a great idea to figure out where your support system comes from. And these 3 people that did their homework really, really figured it out. So last week, which was 2 weeks ago, maybe it's because I gave you an extra week to get your homework done, but these 3 people did a bang-up job. The first one I've already mentioned was my friend Karen. So my accountability buddy Karen, I did her homework for her because she's never going to turn it in. So I did her homework for her. She and I both are the You've Got a Friend in Me group. We have been walking together for, let's see, Casey's 29, and John says hello from home base. So Casey's 29, which means we've been walking for probably 27 years. And we love just walking together. Sometimes our friend, thank you, Barbara. Sometimes our friend, or another friend, Barbara, sometimes our friend Barbara walks with us, but Karen and I are really just, I don't know. We just do really well just walking one-on-one, talking to each other. We walk at the same pace. We're not the same height. Hello, Loretta. But we walk at the same pace. We both can walk at a pace where we can still talk, and everybody's saying, hello, John. I think he likes it better when we're away so he can see what y'all are saying. But I don't know, we walk at a good pace. We both know how fast we can walk and still be able to talk, and we solve all of the world's problems while we're out doing that. But she checked on me almost every single day while we were trying to pack and move just to make sure, don't forget we're going to walk this day. Don't forget we're going to walk this day. Let's get back to walking. And she checked on me so much, we got in 2 miles today. And she took me on a new Greenway trail that I had never been on. So it was an extra bonus. Okay, Sherry was riding solo with Leslie Sansone and Daily Dose of Fitness. Hello Becky, I had never heard of Daily Dose of Fitness. So somebody tell me what that is, and if Sherry is here, please explain that because I would love to know what that is. And then Mary is like, I want to dance with somebody. When she gets together with all of her senior exercise group, that sounds like a fun group to get together with. I'd love to go check it out sometime. But bravo to everyone who did their homework this week. Thank you so much for doing your homework while I was busy packing. And again, the packing is done, so y'all never have to hear about that ever again. But bravo for doing your homework, and thank you all for hanging in there a week. I really did miss you all. Okay, this week we were talking about how to set simple goals. And I didn't realize that I was doing my homework for this week 2 weeks ago when we kind of broke down what we were doing for the move. So, I want to be out of the building by January the 31st was a great idea. Everybody was on board. But when we just kind of threw it out there as, I want to be out of the building January the 31st, which was 3 weeks earlier than we thought we were going to be out, it was overwhelming. It was huge. So I want to know who woke up this morning. Hello, Julie. Who woke up this morning and thought, I think I'll run a marathon today? So seriously, was there anybody that woke up this morning and thought, I'm going to run a marathon today? I'll give you all a few seconds to think about that. Anybody? Anybody wake up this morning and decide that they were going to run a marathon? Today, specifically? Yeah, I didn't think so. Me either. So I think we can all agree. Yeah, Mary says, nope. Yeah, I think we can all agree that even if we wanted to run a marathon, and even if that was, that was our goal and our desire, even if it was next year, next month, maybe before we turn 60, even if that was the goal, that's too big of a goal to just take on without creating some kind of simple baby steps. Yeah, Debbie says, absolutely not. She got woken up for work. Oh no, uh-oh. Hold on, Loretta's son was hit by a car and was in and out of the hospital. Good heavens, what happened? Like, was he in a car? Or did he just get hit by a car? Oh my goodness, I hope he's okay. But just to get up in the morning and say that you were going to run a marathon, even if you've done one before, or if you want to run one next year, next month, before your 60th birthday, that's too big of a thing to just say, I'm going to get up and run a marathon today. It's just too big without some baby steps. So let's break it down a little bit. The first thing I want to talk about is a big picture, but some baby steps. So I want to run a marathon. I don't really. I want to run a marathon, or I want to lose 50 pounds, or even something like I want to track all of my meals every single day. So let's take the tracking all of my meals every single day example. If you've been tracking only occasionally, and hello Sandra, if you've been tracking only occasionally or maybe even never, try something less overwhelming. So how about setting a STAR goal? So just to say, I want to track every meal every day, unless you've already been tracking most meals most days, that's too big. That's like a marathon. That's like going from 0 to marathon when you got up that morning. So let's set it into a STAR goal. And again, we're just going to use the example of I want to track all my meals every day. So a STAR goal is something that we talk about a lot. The S means specific, the T means truly doable, the A means actionable, and the R means relevant. So specific, I want to track, every meal every day. That's a little big. So let's be, or like I want to track more. Maybe somebody would say I want to track more, or I want to track a lot. Oh no, Loretta, I am so sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I will try to talk to you. I'll try to talk to you directly here in just a little bit. Oh my goodness. Okay, I hope he is okay. And y'all feel free to talk to Loretta please. Thank you all for talking to her while I'm yabbering. But so let's be more specific. So how about I will track 1 meal a day, 3 days a week. So that's very specific. I'm going to track 1 meal a day, 3 days a week. Really specific. Truly doable. I have time to sit down and do it 3 times this week. So I have time to sit down and track 1 meal 3 times this week and put it in my planner. Okay, I have time for that. Actionable, you're doing something. So you are tracking 1 meal a day, 3 days this week, not doing something. So, when you don't do something, or when you plan not to do something, it's harder to know. I don't know, it's just harder to grasp. So try doing something actionable. And R for relevant, I know tracking helps me on my journey. So being a more consistent tracker is on my list. So that makes it relevant. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, the next thing is make a list and check it twice. So do you have what you need? So let's go back and think about this STAR goal. So the specific part of the STAR goal was I'm going to track 1 meal a day, 3 days this week, okay? Do you have the tools to do that? So make a list and check it twice. Do you have the tools to do that? If you've got the Weight Watchers app on your phone, or on like an iPad, some kind of a tablet, or even if you're doing it on the computer, you have the tools. Do you have a pen? Do you have paper? Then you've got the tools. Do you have a paper tracker? Maybe you've still got some of those old paper trackers left. Then you've got the tools. So time. Do you have time to do that? So if you have 3 days this week that you have time to sit down and track 1 meal, that's another tool. You can grab that out of your toolbox. You've got time to do that. The next thing is a menu or idea of what you were planning to eat for those meals. So if you already had a menu planned out, and that's a tool. If you already had a menu planned out, or you already knew what you were going to eat for those 3 meals, or you had some way of planning it, or you had like 2 weeks ago when I went to Aldi and I had some groups of things. So I had some soups that I could eat. I had the bagel skinnies. I had ham that I had purchased. I had cucumbers. I had hummus. I had all these different things. So, even though it was going to be hard because we were moving, I did make time to track 1 meal a day several days last week because I already had those. I already had those things, and I could just go in and say, track. You can build a meal. We've talked about that before. You can build a recipe. You can do all of those things so that you can use those tools, and you would be able to do that. What else might you need? So if you're going to track 1 meal a day, 3 days this week, what other tools can you all think of that you might need? So we've talked about having a tracker, a paper tracker, or on your phone. We've talked about having time to do it. That is a tool. And we've talked about maybe having a menu or an idea. But what are some other things? What are some other things that you might need to be able to do to track 1 meal a day, 3 days a week? And again, I'm going to let y'all talk for just a second. And Sarah says, I am proud. I do track. She does track very well. That's fantastic, Sarah. So you're a good tracker. Because I think we can all agree that tracking is extremely important to our success. So I'm going to let y'all talk for just a second while I go ahead and sneak a sip of water. That's a good one. Barbara said picking the 1 meal to track. Excellent. That is an excellent idea. So which meal would you pick, Barbara? If you only had time to track 3 days, 1 meal a day, which meal would you pick? Or would you pick a different one every day, Barbara? And Sarah says, I just love my app. That's the easiest for her. Yeah. So Sarah, are you scanning and tracking things? Are you saving meals? Are you saving recipes that you can track? And Barbara would pick breakfast every day. That's interesting, Barbara. Yeah, I know my friend Karen would pick breakfast. Pretty sure Gwen picks breakfast most days. I happen to pick supper every day. Oh, and Sarah's doing all that. Yeah. Mary always tracks breakfast. Always, like every day. And Carol Lou uses a tool. The tool she uses is tracking the night before, so she has everything ready for the next day. That is fantastic. That's a fantastic tool. That is a great one. What other tools might you use? Yeah, Sarah says scanning and tracking, she loves it, and so she makes it fun. Barbara actually tracks all of her meals. Every single one? Barbara, you track every single meal? That's fantastic if you do that. And Sandra is a great tracker, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, that is also a tool. So Sandra tracks the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, so no matter what it is, she's going to track it. That is a tool. And Debbie has her common meals already saved that have similar ingredients, so she can just do a quick track with that. And Loretta has to track everything to stay accountable. Mary Ann loves the tracking the night before. She tracks all of her meals the night before. Those are some great tools. Okay, the last one is pen to paper. So now, all of this, so all of these ideas that y'all are throwing out, now my favorite thing to do, one of my favorite things to do is to put pen to paper and go ahead and write it down. So you are 100% more likely to do something if you can see it written down, if you've written it down, if you've said it out loud, especially if you post it somewhere that you can see it and that you can see it every single day. So maybe it's on a mirror in the bathroom, maybe, right before you brush your teeth, you can see, what that goal was going to be. On the microwave, if you tend to go there a lot, the refrigerator where you grab your clothes, just somewhere where you can see it, often. And so that leads me to your homework for this week. Your homework for this week is hashtag goalgetter, hashtag GOALGETTER. And surely to goodness, out of all these ideas, because you all have already given us a ton of ideas, so out of all those, you can pick something. And let's see. Oh, Scott does his meal planning in a journal, and then he tracks all of his meals and water in the app. So that's a great combo there. So Scott is actually writing down his meal. He's doing his meal planning written down, and y'all know how much I love to write things. But then he is using his app to actually track the meals and his water. So challenge accepted, I think, Scott, for your homework. So I want you to show me your work. So I want you to longhand out your work, even if longhand out is typing it or whatever. You don't have to write it. And it doesn't have to be artsy, fartsy, fancy. But your homework for this week is hashtag goalgetter. Thank you, Lynn, very much for posting that. No pressure. Doesn't have to be artsy, fartsy. Doesn't have to be fancy, but it can be. I'm just saying it can be if you want it to be. I just want to see it written down. But I want you to write down what that goal is, plus 3 things out of your toolbox that you could use to help you get there. So maybe it's your tracker, maybe it's pre-planning a meal, maybe it's adding some frequently eaten things so that you can just quick scan that meal. So, and it doesn't have to be about tracking. It can be whatever your goal is, and your goal doesn't have to have anything to do with Weight Watchers or weight loss. So but whatever that goal is going to be, I want you to write it down, and then I want you to get 3 things out of your toolbox that are going to help you to be able to get to that goal, and then take a picture of it. So I want it written down. And I want a picture of what you wrote down. Okay, so hashtag goalgetter, and I'm going to go back and read a couple more of these because I saw some really good ones come up. And Barbara has a tracking journal that she uses for her nutritionist. Well, that's a great idea. My mom did the same thing. And when she passed away, we found bags and bags and bags of those spiral notebooks that have I guess it's a stenographer pad that has the spiral across the top. She'd written down everything. I mean, she had all the nutritional information written down. And I was like, dang, how did she have time to do all this and cook her meals and eat them and. Mary Ann tracks on both paper and in the app. Kim's tracking all of her meals. Oh, Sarah says don't bother with condiments, but was told to watch those because it can catch up with you. Lynn's tracking all of her meals. Y'all are doing a fantastic job. Okay. Oh, and Barbara got her tracker. She got her tracking journal that she uses for her nutritionist on Amazon. That's good to know. If you happen to have that link, perhaps you could share that with us. Okay, that is your homework for this week. Do it. We are not quite settled into our new space, but I already feel like I have just a smidge more time every day. And every day that goes on, I'm going to have just a smidge more and a smidge more. So I'm going to get to the point here soon where I'll know whether or not you did your homework, okay? So everybody do your homework. Remember, on Instagram, just tag @IfYouHaveAnEgg when you post it. If you're doing it on Connect, you can also put in the @ symbol. So you can do your homework on Connect, on Weight Watchers Connect, on the app. Put in the @ symbol, and then if you have an egg, all run together, and it will notify me that you did your homework. Here on the Facebook page, you can just do it, and I'll see it. Or if you're in our closed group, and perhaps someone could share the link for that in case we have any new people that are not already in the group. But if you're in that closed Facebook group, and the only reason it's closed is just so that, I don't know, it's weird. Like, we have some weird people that try to get in sometimes, and I'm like, for what? Why? Why do you care? It's a Weight Watchers group, why would you even try to get in? It's not even like you're trying to sell us sunglasses or anything. I don't know, they're just weird. But in there, if you'll type in @KellyGreenMilligan, I will come up and I will go ahead and I will see that. And Scott, that's a good one too. Our Weight Watchers leader used to say that too. If you bite it, you write it. That's a good one. That is also a good one. So do your homework, do your homework, do your homework. Okay. And I feel like I've been talking a mile a minute. We are like 3 minutes away from the halfway point. So I just want to say, if you are new, at the halfway point, everybody's going to get a drink of water. And we're not cooking tonight, but we are going to do something fun and something creative. So I'm going to go ahead and take off the beautiful crocheted sweater. Thank you, Debbie, for sharing that Casey made for me. I think it is fantastically beautiful. It's very warm. I'm going to take it off, and even though we are not cooking tonight, I'm going to go ahead and put on the apron so that Casey knows where the halfway point in this chat is. If you have not been with us before, we do the first 30 minutes is classroom, so we go over whatever was the Weight Watchers topic from the prior week, and then the second half is hopefully always something fun. I hope you all enjoy the second half as much as I do. Sometimes we cook. Sometimes we do other things, but we are not cooking tonight. We're going to do something fun and creative. So let me get suited up here for this. Okay, so we're at the halfway mark of 1 hour. So if you want to go back and watch these later, you'll know that you're on the classroom portion, no apron, fun portion, apron. So that's how you'll know which one, which part of it you're on. So everybody go ahead and get your drink of water before we start the second half. Okay, and again, tonight is chat number 305, and we're talking about setting simple goals, and this is the second half. This is the extra credit portion. So hang in there with me. Hopefully this is going to be fun. It's going to be creative. It's going to be creative for me anyway. I'm going to read a little bit to you. I'm going to read you a bedtime story. So before we get done and you all snuggle in, I'm going to read you a bedtime story. You all know how much I've been enjoying this book, and a couple of you all devoured it in like one day. Okay, it takes me forever to read something because I'll read it, I'll go back, I'll read it, I'll go back. This is my mother in me. I've started putting little post-it notes in here of where I want to go back and read some things. But this is Girl, Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis. And a couple of nights ago, the part that I was reading, the chapter that I was on, really had to do with what I wanted to talk about for tonight. So in this chapter, she's talking about, well, the chapter is called I'm Going to Marry Matt Damon. And she goes into this whole big long story about how she was dreaming about marrying Matt Damon. She had a sign written and put it, had it in her closet. She went and applied for the same job over and over again. I think she applied for it like 20 or 30 times because she was confident that if she got a job at this studio, that somehow she was going to run into Matt Damon, he was going to fall madly in love with her, and they were going to get married. So, is that a big goal? That's a pretty darn big goal. Did she break it down? She sure did. Did she marry Matt Damon? No, she did not. She did get to meet Matt Damon, but no, she did not marry him. But at the end of that chapter, she always writes down, some things that helped her, that kind of helped her with what she was working on in that chapter. So for this one, so for the I'm gonna marry Matt Damon goal setting, you know, so this was for like big picture goal setting. These were the things that she wrote down, and I want to read them to you. So things that helped me, writing it down. How many times have I said that? Okay, I am not an award-winning author. I do not have, you know, hundreds of thousands of followers on social media. You know, I started to say social media, Instagram, it's the same thing. Instagram is social media. But anyway, I don't have hundreds of thousands of followers. You know, I'm not making millions of dollars a year. But writing it down. So number one, the number one thing that helped her with this goal to marry Matt Damon, which again, she did not marry Matt Damon, but it got her to some other places that she needed to be or wanted to be in her life. Writing it down. I cannot stress this enough. When it comes to goal setting, it's imperative that you write everything down. Write everything down. Okay, maybe not your Matt Damon related goals. I was a teenager, you guys, but if you're dreaming of something for yourself, physically writing down the words is a powerful thing to do. I've been preaching this to y'all for years. Okay, number two, saying it aloud. Naming your goals is also important because often we struggle to even admit them to ourselves. Make sure when you name yours, you do it in a powerful way. Say, I am getting my master's in organizational psychology instead of I will try to go back to school. Does this sound familiar? We just talked about STAR goals, and we talked about making them specific, truly doable, actionable, and relevant. So instead of saying, I'll try to get back to school, being so specific to say, I am getting my master's in organizational psychology instead of I will try to get back to school. I drive around town saying my goals. So this is Rachel talking. I drive around town saying my goals in my car when no one can hear me. I announce them like proclamations as if it's only a matter of time before they happen. Okay? Seriously. Okay. And then number three, creating a vision board. The pictures inside my closet hold a lot of meaning for me. They're it's hard to see. They're a constant reminder of where I want to go, and a visual aid can be really helpful for those of you who don't feel like your imagination is strong. Use someone else's visuals to help you map out your dreams in your mind. Okay, so when she was talking about marrying Matt Damon, she had it written on a board, she had it in her closet, and she looked at it every day. Okay, and she had created a vision board. And again, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It doesn't have to be, you know, super arty-farty creative, but y'all know I'm super arty-farty creative. So tonight, we're going to work on making a vision board. So no one noticed, well, first of all, nobody noticed that John unchristmased it up here. Not sure how I'm feeling about how naked everything is, but he decided that Christmas was over. So Christmas is over. But nobody noticed this. So the whole first half of the chat, we had this little board sneaking in over here, and no one noticed it, and I'm kind of surprised. My other barber that lives close to here, I think she would have noticed that. She for sure would have noticed that something was different with that. When we used to do the chat here every week, as I would put things up for Christmas, she would be like, oh, there's an extra snowflake. Oh, there's an extra tree. Oh, there's, oh. So, I don't know. That was one of her favorite things to do. So, okay, so for the second half of tonight's chat, you can't see it. Okay, Debbie says you can't see it. Yes, you can. I can see it. Debbie, I'm watching. Okay, Orlando Debbie, I'm going to disagree with you. I am watching the chat while I'm talking to you all, and I can see it. Okay, I'm going to move it over, though. I kind of had it scooted over so that you all wouldn't be super distracted. Okay, so first of all, it does not have to be this big, okay? Your vision board can be a Post-it note. It does not have to be this big. I'm using this one because this sits over here. This is a board that sits over here next to the sink, and this is somewhere that I'm at every single day. Okay, it's out of the way. We live in a loft. It's this big, so I have to have it out of the way. So you can make your vision board however big or however small you want to. Your vision board might be a Post-it note. Your vision board might be a poster board. It might be a painting. It might be a bedroom wall. You know, however big you want your vision board to be, and whatever you know, whatever creativity you want to put into it, that's all up to you. John doesn't realize it, but he has a vision board that he hauls around with him, you know, almost every day, and it's a flip chart. It's just a giant Post-it note flip chart, and he writes on there what he wants to get done, how he's going to do it. He breaks it down, you know, into smaller parts, and that's what we're going to do tonight. And he just uses Sharpie markers, and sometimes they're different colors. So usually he writes in one color, and I come and mess it up with a different color. But tonight, I'm going to make a fancier one. I'm going to use some scrapbook paper that Alyssa brought over. I am going to use scrap paper that I got from work. So we make hundreds of sheets of scrap paper every day. I've got some little Post-it flags that I got. They're not actually Post-it brand, so I apologize, Post-it brand. If you happen to be watching this chat, these are not actually Post-it brand. I just don't want the Post-it company to come after me, you know. But they're just little, you know, flags. I'm going to do that again. Yours doesn't have to be fancy. It can be something totally simple. Could be just a Post-it note. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut this paper into 4s, and then I'm going to start explaining how to make your vision board. What I want you to do for your vision board. Okay, so first things first, write it down. You know, if y'all don't believe me, believe Rachel Hollister, okay? So writing it down is going to make a huge difference. So I'm going to be writing all of mine down, and you all with me live, we're going to create my vision board. Okay, so the first thing is you've got to set a goal. So we were talking earlier about, in the first half of tonight's chat, we were talking about, you know, I'm going to get up, I'm just going to run a marathon today. You know, that it was, oh, good, Phyllis loves the arts and crafts. Good, good, good. Phyllis and I are going to get along great. So we were talking about just getting up one, you know, if you just wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to run a marathon today, you got to kind of break it down into, you know, smaller parts. So my vision board, this vision board that I'm making right now, is to, oh no, and Sarah can't stop smiling because she loves the arts and crafts too. Yay. Okay, so my goal has been, since COVID, was to get back to goal weight. I had been at goal weight for almost 5 years, and then stupid COVID happened, and I gained 20 pounds like so many, you know, like so many of you did. You know, there's only so many things that you can eat in solitude, and so many banana bread recipes that you can find online, and so many TikTok, you know, melt butter and pasta and something in a, you know, pan videos, you know, that you can watch without gaining some weight. So during COVID, I gained 20 pounds. I mean, like right at 20 pounds. It was weird. It was like freakishly like right at 20 pounds. I don't know why it was a pretty round number. But I keep saying, I want to be at goal. I want to be at goal. I want to be at goal. Okay. That's not specific enough. So we've been talking about STAR goals. So for this to be a STAR goal, it needs to be very specific. So I have changed my STAR goal to, I will be, not just I want to be. So not the nebulous, generic, I want to be at goal. I want to be at goal weight. The very specific, and I'm claiming it and I'm pulling it out of the universe. You know, I will be at goal by my 56th birthday. Okay, my 56th birthday is on June the 13th. That gives me most of February, all of March, all of April, all of May, and the first half of June. That gives me all of that time. So the specificity, oh my gosh, I could say it earlier. Specificity, whatever. Specific is I will be at goal by my 56th birthday. Is it truly doable? Yeah, it's 6 pounds. It's only 6 more pounds. So I've lost 14, but y'all know how that elusive last, you know, that last little bit of weight. So I've got 6 more to go. It's about 6.5 more to go. So is it truly doable? Remember, I've got most of February, March, all of April, all of May, and half of June. So I've got like 4.5, almost 5 months to lose 6 pounds. Yes, it is truly doable. Is it actionable? Yes, I am doing something. I am getting to goal weight by a certain date. And is it relevant? Heck yeah, it's relevant to me because I want to be back at goal weight. Okay, so first thing you're going to do is you're going to write down what your goal is. So I happen to have 3 different colored pens, and I'm going to be very specific and say, I want to be, not, I want to be, you know, some nebulous number. I will be at go wait. Now I didn't say it had to be on my 56th birthday. It could be, you know, before it. It could be right on it. You know, it could be, you know, any of those things. So I will be at goal weight by my 56th birthday. Okay, and I'm going to pretty it up just a little bit. Sorry, y'all have to just sit there and listen to me chicken scratch. Okay, so right now it looks like this. I will be at my goal weight by my 56th birthday. And I'm going to make it a little bit prettier. Again, this does not have to be an arts and crafts project. I happen to like arts and crafts, so I am going to make it an arts and crafts project. Okay, and I promise I won't take this long on all of them. Oops. Okay. Okay, so I will be at goal weight. Yes, sir, I do too. I will be at goal weight by my 56th birthday. Okay, so that's the first thing. So I'm writing it down, and remember what Rachel said. If you write it down, well, let's see, what did she say? And I'm not going to try and flip back and forth too many times. Writing it down, let's see. It's imperative. She used the word imperative. That means you absolutely have to do it. It's imperative that you write everything down. Physically writing down the words is a powerful thing to do. Okay, so I have written the words down, and y'all are my witnesses. And I feel like there are two pieces of paper stuck together, but maybe not. Nope, there are the other three. Okay, so now we're going to take this. The reason I chose, and again, you do not have to make something this big, but the reason I chose this one, I don't have to tape, glue, stick, you know, anything. This has, oh, sorry, Julie, and it's going to be backwards because we're on my phone instead of on the Nevo camera, but it is called Girl Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollister, Rachel Hollis. And if you go back 2 weeks ago, or I'll try to remember to post it again tonight, I'll post a link to I'll try to post the Amazon link for that. Okay, so I like this board because it's big, because it sits over here all the time in my kitchen. I put notes on there about recipes that I want to do for you all, but it's like burlap, and I can go ahead and put pins in it to hold everything on there. So here's the first thing. And it even came with these cute little flags, and I'll show you all the flags when we get done tonight. Okay, so now I've got the goal up there. I will be at goal weight by my 56th birthday. Okay, so that's up there now. Okay. The next thing we need to do is decide what are the tools that I'm going to use. So some of the things that I have in my tool belt are things like, you know, tracking. I know that tracking works for me. Things like meal prepping. Meal prepping would seem like a good way to, you know, to be at your goal weight by your 56th birthday. Maybe exercise, or something like going to meetings. So what are some tools that you all think that I could use to get here? Because remember, that's the big picture. So that's the big picture, and now we need some baby steps. What are some baby steps that I could take to get to that? And while y'all are thinking about that, I'm going to go ahead and make something else. Grocery shopping. That's a good one, Lynn. I'm going to have to grocery shop if I'm going to get the food that I need. So that's a good one. What other tools do you all think? Lynn's so smart. Lynn's been doing this a long time. Lynn, how long have you been a Weight Watcher? Because I know you've been with us a long time. And I really do miss seeing your sweet face from those Zoom meetings. I actually got to meet Lynn back during COVID. That was one of the, okay, so COVID wasn't 100%, just terrible. It was pretty bad, but it wasn't 100% terrible because I got to meet some very, very sweet people during our Zoom workshops. Okay, so Lynn says grocery shopping. Ellen says being mindful. So that would be a good tool. That's what I thought. Lynn has been a Weight Watcher on and off for 30 years. 30 years. Okay, and while you all are giving me some more ideas, you're naming off some things from my toolbox. I'm making something else, which will make sense here in just a minute. Yeah, Barbara enjoyed it too. I know. Oh, yep, there's the other Barbara. So, Barbara, what do you think? John un-Christmased it. How are you feeling about that? Okay, Sandra says my mindset. Ooh, Loretta says working on drinking water. Okay, what else? What other tools? Y'all have to entertain yourselves for just another minute. I'll have to make 4 more of these, so entertain yourselves for just a minute. Oh, yep, Barbara says using your WW app. That's a good one. That's a good tool. Okay. Ooh, Loretta says exercise. Ooh, Sandra says herbs and spices. So kind of keeping it, exciting. That's a good one. Sarah says continuing to track and lots of water. Oops. Okay, what else? And Barbara, you sent me something. Did you send it in private message? Okay, I just have 3 more of these to make. So y'all name off some other tools. Okay, I'm down to 3. This is going to make sense here when I get this done. I know y'all have got more tools than that. A couple of you all have grown freakishly quiet in the last few minutes. I'm almost done. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Barbara says, love the truck and the campers. I know, Barbara. I know. Okay, let me see. Where am I on? I'm almost done. Ooh, yeah, let's see. Lucy says plan meals. That is a good one. That's a good one. And Gail says nesting. Nesting? Like, what are you nesting? I might need a little more clarification on that one. Okay, and I'm on the last one. Almost done. Almost done. And suddenly it is so quiet in here because our air conditioner just shut off. And yes, I have the air conditioner on. And yes, it was 30-something degrees outside today. And I have the air conditioner on. Oh, and it sounds like our neighbors are getting wound up. So y'all may get a little bit of excitement. Okay, the next thing that I am making for my board is, well, first I have a question. Have any of you all wandered off and gone and found any supplies to go ahead and start making your board with? Anybody? Oop, Loretta says, take a deep breath and remind yourself it's okay to get off program for a day. That's a good one. That's a good tool. Okay, so the next thing that I made, and if yours isn't about weight loss, if yours is about anything else, if yours is about maybe you're trying to save up money for a trip, or maybe you're trying to stop biting your fingernails, or whatever it is, but if you have a way, so remember we were talking about being specific, truly doable, actionable, and relevant. So another taking action is to watch how you're doing. And since this is a board, and I'm going to keep everything on this board, I made some pieces of paper that say 6. So like right now this one's going to go on top because I have 6 more pounds to go. I went ahead and made a 5, a 4, just while we were talking, a 3, a 2, a 1, and then after 1, go, so that we can keep up with how I'm doing. So let me go over here and put these on my action board, or on my vision board. So I'm going to put these up here at the top so that I can keep track of them. Oh, that's very thick. Come on. Okay, so my next weigh-in is on Tuesday. So I have most of February, all of March, April, May, and part of June. But, if I happen to be at 5 on Tuesday, I'll take that off and go to 5. If it's next week, if it's next month, whatever, and I'll just keep counting down until I get to goal. Okay, so that's going to be one of my tools that I'm going to use, is a visual to show me how, to show me how I'm doing. And yep, Carol's exactly right. Keep it simple, silly. Keep it simple, silly. Okay, so for me, what I chose was tracking, exercise, meetings, eating lunch, and prepared meals on hand. Okay, but tracking, that was me that I was talking about in the first example, in the first half of tonight's chat, when I said 1 meal a day, 3 days a week. Okay, I feel like I could track 1 meal a day, 3 days a week. So I'm going to make that one of my little mini goals. That's something that I can do. That is truly doable. So I am going to track 1 meal 3 days a week. For each of those weeks. And I don't know, how many weeks is that, John? Between now and June 13th, how many weeks do we have? He's doing some higher math over here that I can't do. So, okay, so I'm going to pin this up. How many? 20 weeks? Okay, so it is, John says it's 20 weeks between now and June 13th. So for the next 20 weeks, I'm going to track 1 meal a day, 3 days a week. So that is 3 times 20. So I'm only going to track 60 meals over the next 20 weeks. Okay, I can do that. I can track 20 meals over the next, or track 60 meals over the next 20 weeks. Okay. So that, huh? Oh, sorry, 19. Well, I can't do the math on that, so we're going to call it 20. Okay, exercise. I know that, so I don't think, I'm a firm believer that you can't out-exercise what you put in your mouth, okay? So you can, but that's a whole different problem that we're not going to go into. So you can't out-exercise. I can't out-exercise whatever I put in my mouth. But I do know that not exercising, or exercising helps me to keep my weight off. So I have a much better chance of keeping off what I've already lost, and reaching this goal if I exercise. So I'm going to commit to, if I said I'm going to exercise 7 days a week for 2 hours a day, that ain't happening. Because even though we moved into our new location, I don't have 14 hours a week to exercise. But I know for sure that I can walk 3 days a week with Karen. So I'm going to put on here that I will walk 3 days per week with Karen. So that means if I walk any extra, that's just bonus time. Hold on a second. Per week. With Karen. So that's very specific. I'll know when I've done it, so I can say, so like I've already walked 1 day this week with her. Tomorrow, that'll be 2 days this week. Thursday, that'll be 3. So it's very specific. I can check it off the list and say, I did it. It's truly doable. It's actionable. It's something I'm going to do, and it's relevant. So that's going to be my next one. Okay. Then, after that, another great tool for my toolbox is meetings. So I'm going to go, oh, is it already getting close to time? Oop, we got 3 minutes. Okay, so I know that I can attend a meeting every single week. So there's a really, really, really good chance that I will go to a meeting since we're done moving. I feel like I can do one every week. Okay. Bless you. Okay, and then another one that's important to me is eating lunch and having meals that are already prepared. Bless you. So you all know that I don't like to do meal prep and eat the same things over and over and over again. But meal prep for me last week was just already having those things on hand at Aldi. So I'm going to say that I will eat lunch 5 days a week, that I will make sure that I eat something good for lunch 5 days a week. So eat a planned lunch. Notice I didn't say 7 days a week because there's going to be, oh, people are saying bless you. 5, he said thank you, days a week. 7 days a week, not truly doable. 5 days a week, now that we're moving into our new digs, I can do that. Okay, so eat a planned lunch 5 days per week. So you all see how this is going. You see where this is going, and y'all see how this is going. So this is going to be my vision board. I'm going to put it somewhere where I can see it. I've written it down. I've claimed it. It's incredibly powerful. I will be at goal weight by my 56th birthday. I will keep you all posted on how this is going, on how this, the 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 goal, how that is going. And to break it down into my baby steps, I'm going to track 1 meal a day, 3 days a week. I can do that. I will walk 3 days a week with Karen. I can totally do that. I'm going to attend a meeting every single week. I'm confident that I can attend 19 meetings out of the next 19 weeks. And I'm going to eat a planned lunch 5 days a week. Okay, so does everybody see how to make a vision board? And again, it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be that big. It's just something that I already had on hand. You don't have to go crazy with the Sharpie markers, and you don't have to plan out the colors so that they all coordinate and go with each other. I can't wait for Deanna to see this because she loves to do stuff like this. Okay, so hopefully everybody saw how to do a vision board. If you didn't, go back and listen to this again. All of this will be typed out. Casey and Jessica will work on getting everything typed out on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. Casey will get these videos posted hopefully tomorrow so that you can go back and listen to them, but they automatically post on Facebook, so that you can hear these later. But I hope that was helpful. It's going to be helpful for me. I have a new vision. I'm no longer just saying, I want to be at goal weight, I want to be at goal weight, I want to be at goal weight. I've got a plan now, and thank you all for letting me have this chat tonight so that I could put together my plan. But I hope this works for you. Let me know what y'all are doing. As you make your vision boards, you know I would love to see pictures of them. I love to see how creative you all are. But y'all have a great week, and if you are watching this on YouTube, which is just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg, I'm going to encourage you to go ahead and let that next video roll over. Please check that little button right there. It's like over here. Go ahead and click that little subscribe button, and then go ahead and click on the bell so that you'll be notified when the next video comes up. But thank you. I did miss you all last week, and I'm so happy to be back. So enjoy the next couple of weeks of non-Christmassy this, and then hopefully we will be over in the new showroom so that we can start spreading out and cooking again. But y'all have a great week, and I will see you next time. Good night.